Listen to this. Oh, can you hear that? These are the silver keisers. Oh yeah, 20 silver keisers. These are now available and being available trading all over the world. That's right. People are joining the Silver Liberation Army, and they are basically financing the global insurrection with these.
For every ounce that somebody buys of silver, JP Morgan sells 20 to 50 ounces of silver that don't exist. It's called naked short selling. JP Morgan is totally desperate. Their stock price now is directly under assault by the rising price of silver. And tomorrow, of course, is the 7th of April, 4-7, which is the atomic number of silver. And this is the formal recognition of the Silver Liberation Army, the SLA. And that is one of the best ideas for a Google bomb I ever heard. The Silver Liberation Army is going to take all the silver off the market necessary to completely bankrupt the banksters. This Bernie von Nuthouse case, JPM is in the nuthouse. It's absolutely outrageous that they would go after this guy. Well, the $7 million in silver that they're trying to grab from citizens is directly going to be used to offset J.P. Morgan's short silver position. That's how desperate they are. They're scrambling for silver in the open market, and they can't get it. You've got guys in Canada and all over the United States who are taking physical off the open market. J.P. Morgan has put up their own stock as collateral against these shorts, and that means that when the price gets above 47, as you see, it's now almost 40. Once it gets over 47, J.P. Morgan's going to fall like a house of cards. This is going to be an unbelievable spectacle to watch this $160 million colossus, this financial terrorist, the two terrorists, get totally decimated right before our eyes. You've got Utah going to gold and silver standard. You've got 5 states now going to precious metal standard. Well, for every ounce that somebody buys of silver, J.P. Morgan sells 20 to 50 ounces of silver that don't exist. It's called naked short selling. That's the simple, that's the bottom line. They sell silver that doesn't exist. It's naked short selling. They've sold more than, by some estimates, 3 billion ounces short, but more than 1 billion certainly, and that's the entire silver stock above ground. They've sold short more stock than exists above ground, and they're on the floor every day manipulating the price. Every time someone shows up to buy 1 ounce of silver, J.P. Morgan tries to sell 10 as a naked short sale, silver that they don't own. But at the end of the month, the books have to be squared. The COMEX has to physically deliver. Just a few days ago, the COMEX came once again within a hair's breadth of collapsing due to physical delivery. Every month gets closer and closer. And now, with what's happening with the Silver Liberation Army, which is being launched globally around the world, we're going to take what's remaining of that silver out of the physical stock, off the physical market, and we're going to put, J.P. Morgan 6 feet under. They're the terrorists. They're the ones financing Gaddafi. They're the ones financing Al-Qaeda. They're the ones financing the financial terrorists on Wall Street through the back-end machinations and the financial pipelines conducted primarily by Morgan and Goldman Sachs. So now it's coming to the surface, but this Silver Liberation Army, this global force of physical buyers, is striking a blow for freedom. And we're going to have the joy of watching for our own spectacle the collapse of this colossal terrorist, J.P. Morgan. And the price has now run away. The price of silver is running away like wild dogs. Can't stop it anymore. People are taking it off the market. The more they take it off the market, the higher it's going to go. And this is a fantastic wealth transfer. They stole our wealth. Now we're taking it back. And that gives us the wherewithal to rebuild this entire economy and rebuild this entire political system with smart people in charge who can bring back all of the freedoms that people had before these bankster terrorists took them away. The game for the silver market for years, because silver doesn't pay any interest. This is how the whole thing got started. They would short silver and buy back cheaper, and then the federal government would allow them to do so by leasing them out precious metals. And this is the way the investment banks and the broker-dealers could make up maybe 1 or 2% a year on silver and gold, which don't pay any interest. But what's happened over the past 10 or 15 years is that the amount that they've sold short has mushroomed and ballooned. And with interest rates at 0%, their ability to borrow money from the Fed and other sources at 0% means that they can expand that silver short position to where it is astronomically large. And this is where the unexpected thing happened, the black swan event. where people said, you know what, we're going to take physical delivery, thus forcing you to buy that silver in the open market. And once that ball got rolling, it started to get faster and faster down the mountain of price appreciation. And right now, with silver just under $40 a share, you've got this outrageous kleptomaniac J.P. Morgan and friends trying to go after poor Bernie von Notehouse and his $7 million of silver, which is clearly just a way to get some physical in-house to offset their huge short position. But it's such a piddling sum, and their problem is so huge that it's laughable, and it's only going to inspire people like myself and everyone around the world to keep buying physical silver to make the situation worse and worse and worse. And the more you do, the higher the price is going to go. Once it gets past the old 1980 Hunt Brothers $50 a price level, that there's no resistance. You know, this is the technical term. There's no sellers. There's nobody selling it that anymore because no one's ever owned it that high. So then you see a gap go from 50. You can see a gap do a straight shot up to 75. And that's what the traders, the professional traders, are banking on now. They get it past that J.P. Morgan price. J.P. Morgan throws in the towel and starts to buy in the open market, just like that movie Trading Places, if you remember it, with from 20 years ago. There was that huge swing in the marketplace. J.P. Morgan are the losers. They have to go into the market and buy it in the open market, which is only going to catapult the price into the triple figures. It's almost comical because it's going to be such a spectacular fireworks because it's been cheap for 20 years, artificially cheap. So the genie's out of the bottle. Meanwhile, if you own it, you're getting wealthier and the banks are getting poorer. That's the beautiful thing. They stole our wealth. Now we're taking it back through the mechanism of silver.